Have you ever wondered why conflict between nations seems endless, repeating itself across history, despite all progress, technology, and diplomacy? The ongoing confrontation between Iran and Israel is not just a political or military event. It is also a reflection of something deeper within human nature, something that philosophers like Friedrich Nietzsche tried to understand long before modern wars took shape. To understand this conflict from a Nietzschean perspective, we must first look beyond headlines and examine the underlying forces at play. The current war, which escalated dramatically in 2026 after coordinated strikes and retaliation, has already resulted in significant destruction, casualties, and global instability. What we are witnessing is not only a clash of nations, but a manifestation of power, fear, and competing visions of control. Nietzsche believed that at the core of human behavior lies what he called the will to power. This is not merely a desire for political dominance or military strength, but a fundamental drive within individuals and groups to assert themselves, to expand, and to overcome resistance. In the context of nations, this will to power becomes visible through competition, influence, and at times conflict. The tension between Iran and Israel did not emerge suddenly. It is rooted in decades of ideological opposition, geopolitical rivalry, and conflicting visions of regional power. Over time, this tension has intensified, leading to cycles of confrontation that continue to escalate. In 2026, large-scale strikes and retaliatory attacks turned this long-standing rivalry into a broader and more dangerous conflict, involving not only these two nations, but also global powers and regional alliances. From a Nietzschean viewpoint, such conflicts are not anomalies. They are expressions of competing forces striving for dominance and survival. Nietzsche rejected the idea that human beings are naturally inclined toward peace and harmony. Instead, he argued that struggle is an essential part of existence. Life, in his philosophy, is not about avoiding conflict, but about navigating it, confronting it, and transforming it. However, Nietzsche did not glorify blind destruction. He was deeply critical of herd mentality, the tendency of groups to follow collective emotions such as fear, anger, or resentment without reflection. In times of war, this mentality often intensifies. Nations rally behind narratives of identity, justice, or revenge, and individuals within those nations may lose their capacity for independent thought. This raises an important question. When conflict escalates, are individuals and societies acting out of strength or out of reactive emotion?
Nietzsche would likely argue that much of human conflict is driven not by strength, but by insecurity and fear. When groups feel threatened, they respond aggressively, attempting to assert control or defend identity. This creates a cycle in which each side justifies its actions as necessary, while the other perceives them as aggression. The result is a continuous escalation that becomes difficult to break. The Iran-Israel conflict illustrates this cycle clearly. Military actions provoke retaliation, which in turn leads to further escalation. Civilian populations suffer, infrastructure is destroyed, and the psychological toll continues to grow. Recent reports highlight ongoing missile strikes, casualties, and the increasing strain on both societies as the conflict persists. From Nietzsche's perspective, the deeper tragedy is not just the violence itself, but the absence of higher transformation. He believed that true strength lies not merely in overpowering others, but in mastering oneself, overcoming reactive impulses, and creating new values that rise above endless cycles of conflict.
This idea introduces a difficult but important distinction. There is a difference between power that destroys and power that transforms. Destructive power seeks domination without reflection, while transformative power seeks to overcome limitations and create something new. Nietzsche challenged individuals and societies to pursue the latter, even in the face of struggle. Yet history shows that this transformation is rare. It requires a level of awareness and discipline that is difficult to achieve, especially in moments of crisis. When fear and survival instincts dominate, long-term reflection is often replaced by immediate reaction. This is why Nietzsche's philosophy remains both powerful and uncomfortable. It does not offer simple solutions or moral comfort. Instead, it forces us to confront the reality that conflict is deeply embedded in human nature, and that overcoming it requires more than political agreements or temporary ceasefires. It requires a fundamental shift in how individuals and societies understand power, responsibility, and identity. As observers of this conflict, we are also part of this philosophical question. How do we interpret what we see? Do we react emotionally, aligning ourselves blindly with one side or another? Or do we step back and try to understand the deeper forces at play? Nietzsche would challenge us to think independently, to resist the pull of collective narratives, and examine the situation with clarity rather than impulse. He would ask whether humanity is capable of moving beyond cycles of reaction, or whether it will continue to repeat them. The Iran-Israel conflict, like many conflicts before it, is not just a geopolitical event. It is a mirror reflecting the ongoing struggle within human nature itself, the tension between creation and destruction, between strength and fear, between the potential for growth and the reality of repeated conflict. And perhaps the most important question is not who will win this war, but whether humanity will ever learn to transform the forces that create such wars in the first place.